is my ratchet. Will I swing with the blade that I bring with a game?
Good morning, YouTube. So welcome back, you guys, to the channel. Today we have a very exciting episode, number 13 of the bulking series. And I'm also going to talk to you guys today about what I wish I knew before I started bulking. And this is very important, so stay tuned. Now, before we get into all that, you guys know I never have enough groceries, so let's pick some stuff up.
5 minutes later.
Now, we've got some brutal weather here today, so I need to be careful. Okay, let's go. Time to get these calories in. I like to treat my daily groceries as if I was a caveman and I have to hunt for my food, so I just have to walk to the store instead. You could basically say that I'm simulating a hunt for my food and that the walk to the grocery store is the hunt, and then cooking after that, well, I'm reaping the rewards. All right, first thing that I wish I knew before I started bulking is that just because you feel full doesn't mean you ate a lot of calories during the day. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's take two foods, for example. On the left hand, you have an apple, and on the right hand, you have a bowl of rice, the exact same volume and size as that apple. The apple is gonna have roughly 100 calories, but the rice is gonna have way more, roughly 200 to 300 calories for the exact same volume or size of food in your stomach. What that means is I could eat way more calories of white rice for the exact same amount before I get full of apples. I could only eat a certain amount of apples before I'm just totally stuffed and I can't have another bite. But if I ate that exact same amount in rice, my total calorie consumption would be much higher. And that is an essential thing you guys need to keep in mind when bulking. Get rid of the stigma that just because you're full, you're done eating for the day. You need to track your calories and you need to select foods that are very high in calories in order to hit your daily calorie goals. Now, speaking of foods that are high in calories that don't fill you up that much, I'm about to make my go-to high-calorie breakfast, which is a smoothie and some sausages. Let me show you guys how I make it. So first off, I grabbed one of these packs of Clonakilty gluten-free sausages. You guys take a look at the macros back there. There are 750 calories per packet, and it's only about 200 grams. So tiny little packet of sausages, 700 calories. Easy, easy, easy bulking meal. I'm gonna fry those up on the pan until they get nice and crispy. And then when those are done, I'm gonna make my fruit smoothie with oats and some other stuff in there. Tons of vitamins and minerals in the smoothie, but also has some calories too. Protein's done. Now it's smoothie time. Get yourselves a big old blender like this. I do frozen mango. This is like the main fruit. Did not freaking open this thing. This is 300 grams, you guys. Next up, you're gonna get some oatmeal. You're gonna do 60 grams. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 banana. Some chia seeds. These are really good for your gut. They keep your stomach healthy. And some honey, just a little bit. Top that off with some water. And we're good to blend. And there we go. Altogether, this breakfast is about 1,300 calories, and it's not chicken and rice, and you're still gonna make a ton of gains eating this food that tastes delicious. So yeah, let's eat. I would like to show you my official workout training partner. Say something to camera, Bo. She isn't the best when it comes to spotting, but she definitely keeps me motivated, you know, in the gym. Do you have anything to say to the YouTube channel? All right, so we're gonna be getting ready for the gym in a couple of minutes. But before we go, I wanna talk about number 2, something that I wish I knew before I started bulking. And that is your calories will not stay the same. Now, what do I mean by that? Most people, when they calculate their bulking calories, they take their maintenance intake and they add about 500 calories to that number, and they'll just eat that consistently. So this is my go-to website here. I look up caloriecalculator.net, and as you guys can see, my entered information, all of my stats, leave me with a maintenance caloric intake of 3,250 calories a day. So that means for me on my bulk, I should be eating about 500 calories above that number to consistently gain weight, about 3,750. Sometimes I go higher to like 4,000, but that number will will change over time. As you gain more and more weight, you will start to plateau because your body can only gain that weight to a certain point. Eventually, you're gonna need to increase your calories even higher by another 1 to 200 to keep gaining weight. So know that you'll constantly need to readjust as you're bulking. That's gonna save you guys a lot of grief, especially for those of you who feel like you're eating a lot of food, but you're just not gaining any weight. Sometimes you just have to eat more. It sucks, but it's the reality. You. So we want to get a nasty pump in the gym today. With that being said, I'm going to be going with 1 heaping scoop of Gorilla Mode Nitric. This is for a pump. And we're going to go with a scoop of the Gorilla Mode Beta Alanine. This gives you that tingly feeling under your skin and it makes your workouts feel insane. I personally We're gonna shake this up and drink her down. And of course, if you guys ever wanna shop the best supplements in the game, I'll put a link to it in the description, Gorilla Mind. Those are all the supplements I take. If you guys ever wanna try, make sure you use code Lee. It'll save you 10% off your order. Enjoy. Hey man, we got a little cotton candy grape flavor today. That is mighty scrumptious. Hey, hey. What the dog doing? Barn? So it is ridiculously windy here in Ireland where I live. It's actually like there's a hurricane or a tornado warning, which almost never happens here. So this walk to the gym is about to be scary. I kind of want to get some pre-workout carbs, like some fast digesting sugars. So I think I'm gonna run into the gas station and get like some candy and just chew on that while I'm walking to the gym too. All right, we got the goods. Dino, jungle jellies, sorry, not dino. I'm just gonna eat these. These carbs are gonna go into my bloodstream like really fast. I'll be able to like utilize the carbs that I eat literally 10 minutes before the workout and improve the pump, improve my energy in the gym. So it's gonna work well. Okay, I'm gonna have to make it to the gym alive. I gotta put you guys away, I'll see you there. All right guys, made it to the gym. We're just gonna get started. I only have like an hour to train today, so let's go. So starting out this workout with 3 sets of pull-ups to failure. Recently I've been starting all my workouts with pull-ups just because I really want to bring up my back during this bulk. So because I want to prioritize that muscle group, I always start with it first. I think this is just going to be a general upper body day today, so I'll probably do a mixture of everything. Shoulders and especially rear delts are on the menu because my gym just got a new machine, which is actually a rear delt pec fly. You guys have never seen me train rear delts on this YouTube channel, maybe once, just because whenever I do dumbbells, it gives me shoulder pain, but we're going to train it with the machine today. So if you guys pay close attention when I'm actually doing the rear delt flies, I'm not keeping my arm completely straight. Instead, I have a slight bend in my elbow. The reason I do that is because it allows me to get a better contraction in the actual musculature of my rear delt. If you just do your arms straight out, you're gonna get a lot of that mid-back and the traps, but it'll be harder to hit the rear delt. So with a little bit of an elbow bend, it's almost an isolation movement just for the rear delts alone. Rear delts are kind of like the legs of the upper body. No one really sees them when you're wearing clothes, so it's kind of hard to mentally want to train them. But if you think about it, having big rear delts opens up your shoulders so much more. It gives you that three-dimensional, like circular look to your shoulder. So if you have very developed rear delts in shirts, you're gonna fill out the upper back part of it so much more, and it's just gonna give your physique a much better look overall. It's kind of like a hidden trick. Most bodybuilders just have crazy rear delts, but they'll never really do like a rear delt workout video. It's always like chest, leg workout, but rear delts, I'm telling you guys, do not sleep on them. They are absolutely key. All right guys, so finished up on rear delts. At this point, my shoulders are like really warm. I feel blood moving through. They feel loose, they don't feel tight. So I'm like adequately warmed up. Now I feel comfortable going into a heavy compound movement for the shoulders. You always wanna make sure you're warm before doing a riskier exercise where you're gonna go kind of heavy. The main focus of a warm-up routine is basically just injury prevention. So as long as you guys are feeling nice and warm, sweating a little bit before you get into your top sets, you're gonna be good. So today, my left shoulder, even though I'm all warm, does feel a little bit tweaked. It feels just a little bit weaker on the left side. Now, I tore the long head of my bicep like over a year ago, so I've sustained a left shoulder injury for a long time. So whenever I feel that way, instead of like going balls to the wall, I drop the weight a little bit just to keep it safe, but I still keep the intensity high. Usually with a heavier weight, you just have a higher risk, but you can kind of moderate the intensity to stay the same, so you don't have to sacrifice gains by just dropping the weight a little bit and increasing the reps. That way it'll be a little bit of a safer set. One more set of shoulders, and then we're gonna move on to some other accessory movements, but I really wanted to prioritize a heavy shoulder press today, as well as some pull-ups. That's what's gonna give you that V-taper physique. I'm chasing aesthetics. I'm not trying to just get super huge and bulky. I wanna actually gain size where it matters, so always gotta prioritize the right exercises and think about what you're doing in the gym.
Worse than it was before.
Probably got the script right. Probably got the script right. Got me stop, got me dodging on the body back in the lobby, dropping back the rolling out, we're all in the pop, walking like.
So I'm supersetting some arms right now. I'm doing heavy hammer curls and then a tricep straight bar push down. This way I can get in 2 arm exercises in basically half the time. And it's a really good way to reduce the actual timing or the length of your workouts if you guys don't ever incorporate supersets, so give it a try. Now, the third thing that I wish I knew before I started bulking, and this pertains to the gym. If you guys are not applying progressive overload and you're not focusing on getting stronger every single workout you do, your gains are gonna go down. When you build muscle, your body is adapting to a new stimulus. So if you think about it, if you're just giving your body the same stimulus weeks and weeks over and over again, it's not gonna need to adapt because it already knows what you're throwing at it. So by adding more weight or more sets to an exercise, specifically more reps and more weight, usually the sets should stay the same. By doing that, your body is gonna have to adapt and you are basically forcing yourself to grow. If you can get stronger at a set of exercises, whether that be taking your 1 rep max up 10 pounds on a bench press or being able to do 10 more reps with the same weight you were able to do a month ago, that is a form of getting stronger, and that means you have built new muscle. I see way too many beginners just going through the motions, doing kind of half-assed reps, but not actually focusing on improving their lifts and improving their strength. That is the #1 best way to guarantee that you're making strong gains on your bulk.
Stop, watch shit don't never stop. It's the flow that got the block hot. Shit, super hot. Give me my respect. I just took it left like on every day.
All right, guys, workout is complete. It's still super windy, so I'm just gonna rush home and I will check in with you guys once I'm at the crib. We'll make some food and we'll go from there. See ya. Alrighty, guys, so we are back at my humble abode. Number 4, arguably one of the most important things that I wish I knew before I started bulking. I'm gonna tell you guys because it has to do with food, but first, I gotta cook some dinner, so let's whip that up quickly. So normally beef and rice is my go-to, but today I'm really behind on calories and I wanna make a big bowl of food. So I'm gonna do some beef pasta with tomato sauce. It's kind of like a bolognese, but for bulking, it's insane. So what you guys are gonna need: tomato sauce, 2 cloves of garlic, some white onion, pasta, and beef. First thing I'm gonna do, you guys, is just put a ton of water in a pot and bring it to a boil for the pasta. That's enough now. This is a very important step. I want you guys to take a very good pinch of salt and salt the water that you cook your pasta in. You're not supposed to put salt on pasta straight up. You actually salt the water that you cook it in. That way it's like embedded in the flavor of each little pasta noodle. It's way better. Cutting board. Now I'm gonna chop up my onion and my garlic. Looks like our water is boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and add my pasta in now. Screw it, did the whole bag. I'm gonna give that a gentle little stir, make sure the pasta doesn't stick to itself. And in 8 minutes, that'll be done. So we got our pasta all cooked, strained. I'm gonna keep this with the cover on in the sink. That'll keep it warm and moist while we do the rest of the cooking. All right guys, now I got a frying pan with plenty of olive oil in it. I'm gonna put the onions in first, just the onions. Gonna coat those up in the oil and let these fry on medium until they get kind of translucent, a little bit golden, and all the flavor gets into the oil. Onions are starting to get nice and golden brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in the garlic. All right guys, at this point, the garlic's been in there for about 1.5 minutes. I'm gonna take the tomato sauce I have here, just pour that right in. Get every last drop of that out. I even like to put a tiny little bit of water in there, shake that up, just to get all of the sauce in there. A little more salt to that. Also gonna go with some parsley and some Italian herb seasoning. I'm telling you guys, this smells absolutely phenomenal. When we mix this in with the beef, it's just gonna be game over. So my sauce is done. I'm gonna take this, pour it in to the pasta with everything else just all in that pot. Now I'm gonna cover that up again. And then very quickly, lastly, we're gonna cook up our beef, mix it all together, and the meal is gonna be perfect. All right, you guys, we have our beef, our pasta, and our sauce all mixed up. At this point, I'm literally just gonna combine everything. And then once it's all thoroughly coated with beef, sauce, all the pasta, I'm gonna put it in a bowl and it's time to eat. As you guys can see, this is a huge portion and we still have leftovers in there. The final meal, unbelievable. Now guys, now that we have our food, this brings us to tip number 4. Well, not really a tip, but fourth thing that I wish I knew before I started bulking is you do not have to suffer while you're bulking. When I first got into lifting, I was believing the stereotype that I had to have bland chicken breast, plain white rice, and broccoli at every meal if I wanted to look like a bodybuilder, but that is just not the case. You guys can make enjoyable meals and enjoy your favorite foods while still accomplishing your fitness goals and successfully bulking. It is just misinformation that you need to have all these horrible, plain, bland foods in order to gain muscle. That's why I show you guys that you can make delicious, amazing tasting meals and still build muscle and get absolutely huge. I'm literally starving, so let's eat this food and I will check in with you guys soon. What do we have here? A bed. That's right. We have my bed. Now, why am I showing you guys my bed? Well, the final thing that I wish I knew before I started bulking, and this is so important to really grasp for you guys watching this. It isn't just lifting weights that matters when it comes to building muscle. That's only 1/3 of the equation. The other 2/3 of the equation is food and sleep. When you guys are done with a hard workout, broken down your muscles in your body, you need to recover from that workout in order to make gains. You can train as hard as you want and go super hard in the gym every time, but if you're not actually eating enough calories, sleeping enough, you really aren't going to build much muscle at all. So if you're watching this and you're the type of person who goes to the gym but doesn't really track your food, doesn't track your protein intake, doesn't get enough sleep, please, if you really want to make gains, focus on the foundation: diet, your sleep, and the gym is just the fun part. So this is the current physique, no pump, bulk update, as you guys can tell. We're looking pretty good. I mean, I feel solid, you guys. I feel dense. I feel like this is probably the most muscle mass I've ever had at this exact body fat percentage in my life. So I'm really pleased with where I'm at. I just got to keep dialing up the calories, making sure I'm staying consistent with my food intake. I want to honestly gain a little bit of extra body weight. Bro, I cannot talk. It's late, you guys. I'm sorry. I want to gain some extra body weight, start getting fluffier so I can get stronger. That's the goal right now, but I'm happy with where we're at. Number one supplement, if you guys have bad sleep, let me put you on. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much everything I wish I knew before I started bulking. I hope you guys found this video helpful and insightful. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more bulking content. Something like 60% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you guys haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. And thank you to everybody who's been using code Lee at Young LA and at Gorilla Mind checkout. It is the best way to support my content as a creator, so it really means a lot to me when you guys use my code. I will catch you guys in the next YouTube video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.